Alright, this is the first video I think I'm doing for FreeBASIC. Of all the basics, FreeBASIC is the one I know least about. And I'm going to show you how to use images created in my program here. This is an icon sprite editor called Raster Master, something I developed 30 years ago, but it was a DOS version. And in the last year, I created a Windows version that supports all the old DOS basics, Pascal and C compilers, as well as some of the modern ones like FreeBASIC, FreePascal. And I'm using release 42. This is important because I just fixed a bug with the exporting in FreeBASIC. So make sure to get the latest. There should be a link in the description. So let me just go over it. I've drawn through these three shapes. Not very artistic, but they'll get the job done. And you can export them as easily as selecting export and the language. In this case, FreeBASIC right here. And you could export it as just data statements with a mask, a put image file that you can read in. And I also have mouse shaped data statements. We'll cover that in another video. Today, what I'm going to show you is the file export res text include file, which allows you to export multiple images. So I have three, but you can have a lot more. I'm just going to demonstrate with three images. I'm also using FBIDE. What version is this? So I'm not sure if this is the latest version, but seems to work with the FreeBASIC compiler I'm using. I'm not even sure which version I have. Let's see. FB. Let's take a look at here. FreeBASIC 107.1 or 1.07.1. Anyway, it should work with the current one as well. Anyway, let's get into the code here. I have a little program that demonstrates how to display all those images, and I'm going to just run it. And this appears off screen. I'm going to pull it over here. And so it's displaying the third image basically. And this one right here. And if you notice carefully, it's not displaying the outer part because we're using a masking technique to make it display transparently. All right, I'm going to go back into the editor and I'm going to choose image number 2. So I'm using the restore function to jump to the different images, and let's see how that works. And so now we can see shape number 2, and let's do that again with shape number 1, and then I'll show you all the code that we're inserting. All right. So if we look here, I'm using an include command to bring in this shapes.inc. Let's close that. Let's close that. And let's open the shapes.inc. And this is the file that we're pulling in. So you can see there's a section that I have a bunch of data statements for a palette. We're not doing anything with those right now, but you can basically jump to this label and basically read the contents and set the palette. And here's the parts we're jumping to. Image label, image 1 label, image 1 label, and also the image 1 mask label. So those two pieces basically make a shape. And if we go back here, That's what we're reading. We're reading the image, and then we're reading the mask, and then we're displaying the mask first using the AND option, and we're displaying the shape second using the OR option. And that together allows you to create a transparent image. Now, if you don't want a transparent image, you can just simply use the P-set option, and you can see how it looks. So see how there's a black border now? So in a lot of games or programs, you may not want to show the black background there. You might want to blend it into whatever background you have. So that's why using the masking technique allows you to have a transparent image. All right. So that's how that part works. And let me just go back here. And if we wanted to do just simple exports, let's create a new shape. And I'm going to make a cross. All right. So let's say I just wanted to export this. There's a number of ways I can do it. The image right now is set to 32 by 32, but I could change the size. I could go all the way up to 256 by 256. Let's just leave it to where it is now. And what I can do is also clip the area I want to save. So instead of saving the whole image, I could clip this area here and it will only save this part. So let's try this. File, export, FreeBASIC. Let's just do put data statements, and let's call it S2 just to keep things simple. .inc. And let's come back here. I'm going to comment the masking area. And let's see how big our shape is. I'm just trying to think what I just saved it as. Was it this one? Nope. I think I called it S2INC. And 2320. Yeah, that's it. So let's see. The size is 243. So all we need to change here is 242 because we're counting from 0. We don't need to change the dimensions because they're actually the shape is smaller, so this should work just fine. So if we run this, we don't even need this option here. If we run this, it does not work because I made a mistake somewhere. Yes, I forgot to include it here. S2. And let's try that again. And here we go. So that's it. So I just drew this shape. We included it here. We changed the options here, and we were able to load a new shape. So there's a few other options, but since this is the first video I'm doing, I don't want to overwhelm everybody with being all over the place. I think I've done enough of that. So let's just end it here. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I will leave a link to the GitHub repository where you can download the Windows version, and the full source code is available also. It's not in BASIC, but it is in Lazarus Free Pascal. If you know that, you can maybe modify it. If you know a little bit more about FreeBASIC and maybe things I'm doing wrong, leave a comment. Thank you.